Hi guys, I don't know what's more frustrating. The line of questioning by Laura Kuenssberg on the issue of comments made by Frank Hester, the Tory donor, or the responses given by her guest, the Transport Secretary Mark Harper. The two go back and forth in a pointless dance around the core problem here. Why is the Conservative Party in the pocket of racists? Why are they planning to take another £5 million from somebody like that? But instead in this section they focus on the government's initial response to the racist comments, not the guy making them. Have a listen.
You straight away think these alleged comments were racist?
Yes, look, the Prime Minister made it very clear at Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday that they were racist.
Took him some time to do that. Did you think straight away they were racist?
Although you said it took an age in political terms, it didn't really take very long at all. The Prime Minister was very clear on Wednesday, and his spokesman had been clear the evening before, that they were racist comments. And they were unacceptable, and Mr Hester apologised for those comments.
That's not actually what happened initially. It did take some time for Downing Street to say these comments were racist. They were rather dancing around that issue, in fact, until your cabinet colleague, Kemi Badenoch, said online these were clearly racist. That was not what Downing Street was saying on the record.
Well, look, I'm sure people wanted to make sure and check the facts. And the newspaper reports things, you do want to go and check the facts are correct, and then I think the Prime Minister was very clear about it, that they were racist comments and they were unacceptable and wrong, and he made that very clear. Both his spokesman made it very clear and he himself made it very clear in the House of Commons on Wednesday. I was there, I heard him, he was very robust and clear about it.
You know.
Okay. Does anyone honestly believe we'd be having this conversation if Frank Hester had donated 50 quid to the Conservative Party? Or even 100, or even £1,000. No, what would happen is he would be given his money back and sent on his way, and said, don't donate to the Conservative Party ever again. But because this guy has donated, £10 million, 5 million directly to Rishi Sunak, and there's another 5 million in the pipeline, it seems, they're jumping through hoops, they're engaging in mental gymnastics to try and defend this guy, saying the comments were racist, but he's not racist. This is the core problem here. Look, what he said is terrible. But the core problem is you have a political party defending a guy because he has donated to that party. This is absurd. This is why it's necessary to have publicly funded political parties. Because when you have massive donors like this, and they come out like comments like this, then of course the political party is going to have to make a decision. Do we take a moral high ground and give the money back? Or do we try and find some way through by defending this individual? By claiming that the comments were racist, but the guy making them wasn't? Or come up with absurd responses like, well, he has done work in Jamaica, I believe, so that means that he's not racist. It's absolutely ridiculous. But once again, if he had donated 50 quid, we wouldn't be talking about this. Just think about it. Laura Kuenssberg and the BBC and other outlets are focusing on this because people with massive bank accounts have massive influence in politics. That's not democracy. That's the opposite of democracy. Politicians are supposed to listen to their constituents, not listen to their donors. They're supposed to work for their constituents, work for the country, not work for their donors. And when it comes to Frank Hester, he donated, £10 million, another 5 million on the way, it seems. And he has won over 150 million, I think 140, 150 million pounds in NHS contracts that we know of. Now, did he win those contracts based on merit? Or did he win those contracts based on donations to the Conservative Party? It'd be a massive coincidence, wouldn't it, if he happened to donate £10 million to the Conservative Party and he won contracts. This is the problem here. You have massive donors forcing politicians not to focus on the priorities of the people, but to focus on defending those donors. Like, what does it take for Frank Hester to do or to say that would result in the Conservative Party giving this money back? I don't know. He has made racist comments. He seems to be a racist, but that's not enough. Because they said, I don't know who's Mark Harper, but other Tory ministers have said, yeah, we'd be willing to take more money from Frank Hester. Like, don't criticize the money, because this is the core problem here. You have political parties that rely on donors. And when those donors are massive, like Frank Hester, the political party can't criticize him. Because if they criticize him, what will he do? Well, he'll either not donate to the party anymore, or worse, he'll donate to another party that's running against the Conservatives. And that would be an absolute nightmare. That's why it's so necessary for reform of this, to have political parties that are publicly funded. Then you get rid of all of this corruption. This is corruption. You know, the fact that a massive donor can give a huge amount of money to a political party, and that political party goes on TV to try and defend that. Just once again, can you imagine Mark Harper sitting there trying to defend some racist who gave 50 quid? He wouldn't be doing that. We wouldn't be talking about this. But instead we are. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.